Hello, everybody. My name is Richard Uffendell, Vice Principal here at Priory Community School. I'm joined today with my colleague, Jason Edwards, Assistant Principal, Teaching and Learning as well. We've had a few emails and conversations with parents about support and help for remote learning. And as both teachers, myself and Jason, and parents, we understand the pressures and worries that parents have in terms of remote learning and the role you play and the pressure you're all under. So I had an idea, as I do sometimes, to have a conversation presentation with Jason about some help and tips that we can offer fellow parents to help and support with remote learning. So we're going to produce a video like this, probably once a week, launch it on YouTube and on our social media channels. It certainly isn't telling you what to do. It's just advice from two people who are teachers, but more importantly are parents, and possibly come across some of the same issues parents are facing as well. So hopefully you'll find today's tip useful. So today's tip is really going to be about structure and timing and how you can support your children. So Jason, over to you. What's the best way that we have found so far to be able to support our children during their remote learning?
Thank you, Richard. Like you've mentioned already, I think the main point I wanted to get across was the importance of routine. I know that as a teacher, but particularly at the moment with my own kids working at home, the importance of having some routine and structure for their day. So some things really key, like making sure they're kind of up and washed and dressed at the start of the day. So it is like a school day, and making sure they've got to bed early enough the night before as well, because it's a school day the next day. So, you know, through doing that, there's still the kind of a bit of a different feel of the week and the weekend. And I think that structure, that routine really helps. And of course, one way that's really good for making sure there is a structure to the day is the school timetable, because we already have the school timetable in place. I actually think that's a really good idea if students can follow that school timetable when they're at home. So they've got their 5 lessons a day, they know what's coming up each day. And in fact, the 5 lessons for that day will be posted on that morning before 9 o'clock on the Google Classroom. So they can have a nice structure to the day by following through their normal school timetable, their normal 5 lessons that they would be doing on any particular day. And that will also mean that they have regular breaks as well. So I think as well as break time and lunch time, where it's important to stop and to switch off, they'll also between each lesson take a little break as well, which I think is really important to make sure those breaks are part of the day. If in fact they get to the end of the lesson, it's time to take that short break and then move on to the next one, and they've not completed all the work, I think it's really important to know as well that's absolutely fine. There's no problem at all if you've worked your hardest for 55 minutes or an hour on your lesson and you've not quite finished everything that the teacher's set. There's no problem to stop and to move on, rather than to feel panicky and that you need to finish off and then you get behind. And you know, if that's the case, please just communicate with the teacher. We're here to help. Very easy to get in touch with us. We've got Google Classrooms where you can ping us a message, or there's the teacher's school email addresses as well. Those are on the website. So, you know, if there are any concerns, if there is any help needed, or if you are struggling, your child is struggling to keep up with the work that we've set, please just communicate with the teachers and let us know, and we're here to help and support. So I think that's the kind of key way really that to build structure into the day is to follow that routine of the school timetable. The final thing I'd say is when we get to break times, some break away from screens is a really good idea. So I know from my 2 sons that we get to the break and they've maybe been using the computer screen for their schoolwork, for the Xbox, but actually having some fresh air, having some time, not looking at the screen is really helpful as well. So that's my tips on introducing a bit of a routine into a homeschool day. But sometimes, Richard, I think it's important to be flexible as well.
Yeah, I completely agree. And hopefully parents will see as well, when we're recording this, we're at home following the guidance, and we're remote teaching as well. And sometimes our internet isn't fantastic and there's little glitches and so forth. We understand that. Okay, we're in a similar position. So we also understand, there is a structure to follow, and Jason's talked about that. And it is important that children aren't sat in front of screens all the time, and they can get out and have a bit of exercise. And I know the PE team have put something together for that. But we also understand as parents that it's really challenging. You've got your own jobs to do, and the pressures of your own job and being a parent and looking after your children as well. So I've seen it with my own children and the school they're at, is that I think some parents are beating themselves up a little bit, that they don't feel they're doing as good a job as they could. You can only do what you can do, and we understand that, okay? And that's why Jason's talked about making contact with us. If your child, okay, completes letters 1, 2, and 3 and has a bit of work left over because they didn't have enough time, please just let us know. We want to help and we want to support. That's what we want to do, especially at this current climate. But we understand the pressures that parents are under, and we understand the barriers that could be in the way. But please just communicate with us as well. We do understand we're human beings as well. And as I said, Jason and I are both parents. We understand the pressures of trying to homeschool and do your own job. We completely understand that. So please don't feel alone, and please don't feel you're not doing a good enough job, because you are. We really appreciate all the support and communication that you are having with us. We are here to help. Okay. But if there is any issues, as Jason said, your child can contact us through Google Classroom, and our email addresses are clearly on the website. We are here to help and support. And if there are, my child can only do 3 hours a day because it's affected, we understand that. Okay. We've got guidelines we need to follow. We need to produce 5 hours of work. That's what we're supposed to be doing. If there are issues, please just reach out to us and we'll put something in place, and we will always support, because we know that together, us as a school and you guys as parents, that is how we are going to be successful for your children in the future. So I want to finish by just saying I have been able to see some emails, and I've been on the end of some phone calls with some really positive feedback and parents reaching out needing support, and we've been able to do that. And I think parents have felt that we've listened and we're able to do that. So again, just to reiterate, you can only do what you can do. We understand that. We're all human beings. And if there's anything else we can do to help and support, then we will do. But as Jason's talked about, a structure, following a timetable, is the very best way to support and motivate your children. And if they've got, let's say, English period 1 and they haven't finished the work at the end of period 1, fine, move on to period 2. It's not a problem. That happens in school lessons as well. So please don't feel, that's a problem. If you need us, you can phone us, or certainly email is one of the best ways to contact us, or for your child's Google Classroom. Well, thanks very much for listening to Jason and myself. I hope you see this as supportive. Okay, we're certainly not telling you what to do. That's not what the intention is of this video. It is, two people who are teachers who are also parents, and I've seen some of the confines of what we're dealing with, and we thought it'd be interesting to reach out and share sort of our experiences and maybe some top tips that might help you at home as well. So thanks for listening. Keep an eye out for our next remote learning tip, which will be released next week. And if you want to reach out to either of myself or Jason, then our emails are on the website. Thank you, Jason. Thanks for your time. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. Take care. Stay safe.
Thanks very much.